Are we rolling? I think we're rolling. Don't lower your voice because other people raise their volume. People are going to judge you for anything that you do. They're going to judge you for your wins, they're going to judge you for your losses, and they're going to judge you for when nothing is even happening. What can you do? Let them. Let them. Today is March 8th, Saturday. It's 10:57 p.m. I already drank my coffee. I know. Why am I drinking coffee at this late? Coffee does not affect me. I genuinely just love coffee for the flavor. That's so freaking good. But before I do, I just want to share some personal updates. So crazy that we're already in March. Like, I feel like it was just a few videos ago. We were hopping into the new year, getting into our New Year resolutions, and now here we are, 1/4 of the way there. How are you? How have you been doing? Where are you at with your New Year's resolutions? You know, I know the conversations have passed a little bit, but hey, I'm gonna be that person, gonna be that accountability. I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you, my biggest priority in terms of like my New Year's resolution was staying consistent in the gym. And I'm gonna say it's been real tough, real tough. And I don't know why. I think it's because I'm giving myself a little bit too much time to make the decision of whether I'm going to the gym or not. When I started working out, I just told myself go, and I would go. Now, today, last couple of weeks, it's like, do I go now? Do I go a little later? And then by the time I give myself too much time to think about it, and then I eventually just like, you know what, I'm a little too tired. Also, another goal that I've been slacking on is hitting my 8,000 step mark every single day. Probably to some of you is gonna be super easy to hit. I've also been slacking on that, but you know, trying to make small efforts every day and trying to focus just on today. Let me know how you're doing on your New Year's resolutions. Planning my wedding with my fiance, that's been really fun. It's been fun in the fact that there's a little bit more to plan for than you would think, even if it's gonna be small. So that's been fun to just coordinate, and I can't believe it. It's gonna be big life changing moments are gonna be happening in the next couple of months. Excited for this new journey and everything that comes of it. So all right, that's enough yapping. Let's talk about what you came here for, which is this concept of let them. Let them. I forget where I heard this, but it's the concept of when you place the value of other people's opinions and apply it to yourself, it can become very difficult to continue to grow in whatever it is that you're trying to go after. And so I heard this quote that I really like, which is just let them. Let them. And there's multitudes of moments when you can apply this, like for instance, when there's a person, family member, friend, whoever, and they're making decisions that you might not necessarily make for yourself, but maybe they come to you and ask you for your advice and your suggestion, your perspective. So you provide your perspective, and then they go off and they do the total opposite thing, and you're like, what the heck? Why? You just gotta let them, and then you shift to a different moment in time, and whether it's chasing your dreams, whether it's starting that business, and you're starting to think about like, okay, well, what are other people going to be thinking about if I do this? Are they going to judge me? Are they going to support me? Are they going to do X, Y, and Z? And you really can't control any of that, now can you? There's really nothing that you can do. But a way to not let yourself be like shackled to all of these people's opinions and perspectives is to just let them. Set yourself free from those things by just simply letting them have the perspectives they want to have, having the opinions they want to have. And that has like greatly impacted my life in such a positive way once I've started to like adapt that mentality, because I feel like so self-aware. There's been so many situations in my life where I just feel so self-aware about every action that I'm taking, and I remember that it didn't used to be like that. I used to not have this much self-awareness where it almost like froze me, where I felt like I couldn't even take action. With this content creation thing, I remember like 10 plus years ago, when I was creating content, I had no worry or concern that people were judging me, that people were, oh, look at him, he's weird, he's carrying a camera. No, like if I wanted a particular shot and it was out in the public, I would just do it. No problem. There was 0% of me being like, oh, what are other people gonna think? I was like, you only live once, right? And I felt like I took that to heart when I was younger. And it was only when I started growing up that I was like, oh, okay, I should not do that because X, Y, Z. Specifically around content, a lot of the types of shots that I was getting was not going to be disturbing anybody, but it's the fact that, having someone look your way and not knowing what you're doing, and having them potentially judging you for what you're doing, that was a pressure that I started to apply to myself as I got older. And that's just video content, but that started to apply to other areas of my life. I started to think about like, oh, is the way I dress, does that align with how everybody else thinks I should dress? What about the way I talk? Is there something I need to do with my voice? I see other people having formalities of whether it's the way they carry themselves. Should I be doing that? And I think this self-awareness piece is really good skill to have and really good trait to have, but it's kind of like a double-edged sword because yes, I'm self-aware to a lot of my areas that could use improvement, but then sometimes you can become in this analysis paralysis where you just can't even take action because you're so concerned and worried about other people. But then once I started to have this mind shift of like, let them, like there's so many instances in your life where you're going to be asked your opinion about something, or you're going to do something new and you're going to be a little bit self-aware of like, okay, what are other people going to think? And you just got to remember, at the end of the day, all these people that are providing you suggestions, providing you these opinions, they have their own desires, their own ambitions, their own dreams, and they also have their own negativity, negative experiences that all formed and shapes the views and perspectives that they have. And their perspective may be totally valid, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be valid in your life. And that's something that took me a really long time to understand, because I would also, growing up, when people would provide me suggestions, I feel like I would take it as fact sometimes and like, oh, you think so? And so I would start to rely on this person kind of for guidance. And then finally at some point I realized, wait, this person is human. They can also make mistakes, so their suggestions are not always perfect. And their suggestions may be perfect for their life, but it doesn't mean that it's going to apply to my life in the way that they see fit or I see fit. And that took a long time too. Bringing this back to you, whether it's your content creation, whether it's starting your business, whether it's trying something new that you've never tried before and you're worried about what other people are going to think about, let them. People are going to think whatever they want to think. That's the funny thing about it. Even when you win, people are going to have their own opinions. When you lose, people are going to have their own opinions. When you're doing nothing, when you're idling, when you're staying neutral, people will still have opinions. That's the fun thing about being a human, is that everyone can have an opinion. So if everybody can have an opinion at any point in your life, then don't hold so much value when they're making opinions about it in a negative part of your life or in a neutral or in a positive. Just take it, thank you, appreciate it, and you move forward and you don't think about it. You try not to think about it. Now, obviously, we're all human. I think in a perfect world, we'd all love to just receive praise on the things that we try and not having to worry about negativity in any way. And once you do that, you can really unlock the chains and focus on what brings you happiness and prioritize the mission that you have for your life, whatever that may be. Try to be selective in who you want to invest your perspectives and opinions with on certain people, because they might come back with a perspective that doesn't align with yours, or it's and could totally be valid, right? But it might not align, and it might present a little bit of difficulty trying to move forward. Not everybody needs to know where you want to be, what you want to do, how you're going to do it, right? But the moment that you exchange that, you are now investing in their response. And if their response doesn't meet your expectation, you're going to be upset, that person's going to be upset, and it's just going to be like this whole thing. You hear some people say, like, don't talk about your dreams with other people. And then you hear other people say you should talk about your dreams with other people. I'm in the mindset of having a good balance of both. I think it could be dangerous to communicate your dreams if you don't plan to follow it up with action, because sometimes by even just communicating your dream, you're almost telling yourself that you've already done it. It feels good when you say, like, one day I'm gonna do this, and you tell everybody else, and everyone's like, yeah, that's awesome, you could do it, blah, blah, blah. And it almost feels like you've actually already done it. But if you don't follow it up with action, it can be a little bit dangerous, because now you've set the bar and expectation for everybody here, but then you don't follow it up with action. And that's gonna make you feel a little bad, because you're like, I told everybody I was gonna do this, but haven't even gotten close. So you need a balance, right? I think it's fine if you tell everyone, hey, I'm gonna, climb this mountain. But if you make no efforts to do it, then I think that's not gonna be helpful or healthy for your mind. But if you're saying, hey, I have a goal of doing this, and I'm already taking these steps to do that, then I think it's okay, because I think that when you communicate your goals, you're having this ripple effect with the people around you. I believe that if you just don't ever communicate what you want externally, that you may limit the amount of unplanned opportunities that could come your way. That's a little bit of a tangent. You've got to be careful in who you invest your, these big goals, these big ideas, because the moment you do, you're going to start caring. You're going to start caring about what they do. And if you do that, come in with the expectation that you're going to let them feel the way they feel, have the opinion that they want to have, judge you the way that they want to judge you, and that's okay. Like, if you do want to do that, come with that expectation. It's because sometimes we come in with the expectation that they're going to be so supportive, they're going to be so blah, 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 blah. Everyone's going to be like this, but that's not always the case, as you know. And I'm not somebody who's perfected this by any means. A couple years ago, I wanted to continue creating videos on my YouTube channel, but I just got so in my head thinking about what others would think about that I actually made zero content on the channel. And I got into that analysis paralysis, where I just kept thinking, oh, people are gonna judge me for this, people aren't gonna like this, and even if they did, so what? I'm the one that's trying something new. I'm the one that's putting in the effort, putting in the hours. It takes zero effort to hate. It takes a lot more to understand. So if they want to come in with that perspective, I don't even want to appeal to those people. I don't even want their engagement, although it's good for the algorithm. And I hope that this can help you as well in your life as you're trying new things. And even filming videos like this, it can be a little bit shy, especially when people bring it up to me in person. I'm like, yep, I do that. And then I start to feel a little bit more self-aware, like, oh, are they judging that I do this? I don't know. But you know what? One day we're all gonna die, and these videos are just gonna be on the internet. Somebody in 2200 is gonna come across this, and I'm not even gonna be here. So why would I not try something crazy? Why would I not go after the things that I want? Why would I halt my dreams because I thought someone else thought my videos were weird or whatever? You got to prioritize yourself. Don't lower your voice because other people raise their volume. That's the entire video. I hope you enjoyed. Hey, this time we got the lava lamp going. I finally planned a little bit ahead so that we can get the lava lamp going. Does it look cool? Let me zoom in. Wow. And I hope you're doing well. And I want to say thank you so much for investing your time watching these videos. It means a lot every time. I feel like I say that a lot. Let's do a quick channel update. So we are currently at 7,300 subscribers, which is just insane. Thank you so much. I feel really good being able to be consistent, having a community that I can share these perspectives and thoughts with. So thank you again. Just thank you so much for just being here. I want to say that it has been a little bit difficult staying consistent. I've been trying to leverage the free time that I have, but as everybody, starting to get a little busy. I need to do better time at time managing so that I can continue to be consistent at sharing these videos. And thank you for keeping me accountable. So, all right, that's the video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. And if you have any video suggestions or you want to ask me something, you know where to drop them down in the comments. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.